Hello and welcome to learning World of Warcraft, or getting started with World of Warcraft. Okay, basically this is going to be a quick intro to how to get started with World of Warcraft. If you don't know anything about this game, this will help you. If you know everything about this game, you might as well stop it and move on to another video, as you're going to be bored. So really this is just for people who are learning World of Warcraft. I've only been playing for a few months. I'm far from knowing anything about every aspect of the game, but I do know a few things now after playing for a few months. One of my highest characters is about level 63, so I've never even hit the level cap, so there's still plenty for me to learn, but hopefully this can help a few new players that were like me who didn't understand anything about this game and try to speed up the learning curve. First thing is you need to pick a realm. I've picked this Altar of Storms, which is a PvP server for player versus player, so we get to play the normal game, plus also have the ability to challenge other players and fight with other players, which you could just go on a non-PvP server, but what I found after playing for a few months is that you're going to end up going to a PvP server at some point. You might as well go on from here, and it just makes it a bit more interesting. So if you want to change the realm, you can go through and pick whatever you like. I'm just picking this Altar of Storms as I think it sounds good. I'm picking a United States server. You can pick whichever one, but probably the area that you live in is better, or the closest area. I normally play on the Oceanic servers, but just in case people want to meet me online, I thought I would create a United States server. We'll see how it goes. So Altar of Storms is it. Once you're here, we can create a character, and you'll find you have the two different sides, the Alliance or the Horde. You might think that Horde's bad, and I, as a new player, just wanted to start playing Alliance, which is quite common, I'm told. But really, if you do play Horde, you actually start to enjoy it, so don't feel influenced that you don't want to be a bad guy, so you don't want to play Horde. They're both pretty fun, and I've given most of them a go. If you just have started playing World of Warcraft and you only have the just World of Warcraft game, and you don't have any of the expansions, you're only going to get up to the Gnome and the Troll in each side. Once you get the Burning Crusade upgrade, you'll get the Draenei and the Blood Elf. With the Lynch King upgrade, you'll get an extra class down here of the Death Knight, which looks like this. And when you get the Cataclysm upgrade, you'll get the Worgen and the Goblin. And there's also some other things. There's some changes in the questing, I believe, and the level cap is increased for each one. If you're just starting, you could quite comfortably play the standard World of Warcraft without any expansions. For quite a while I did, but I thought if I wanted to get the most out of the game, I would get the most of all the expansions. So the main reason for getting Cataclysm for me was being able to get the flying mounts and flying anywhere, but you'll learn that as you go. So okay, so you've got a human. Let's stick with a warrior for a second. You can have a human, a dwarf, a night elf, a gnome. If you have the Lynch King upgrade, Burning Crusade upgrade, you'll get the Draenei, and then the Cataclysm upgrade, you'll get the Worgen. I don't even yet understand why there's two of these, because I've never played a Worgen, which I'm going to make my character a Worgen this time. If you play the Horde, the standard World of Warcraft, you'll get the Orc, Undead, Tauren, and a Troll. With Burning Crusade, you'll get a Blood Elf, and with the Cataclysm upgrade, you'll get the Goblin. What you will notice after you choose whichever race you want to be, you can also pick male or female. But you'll notice down here that on some races you get different classes open up. Like for example, a Goblin can be a Shaman, but can't be a Paladin. If you picked a Blood Elf, for example, you get a Paladin, but you can't be a Shaman, you can't be a Druid. So there's a couple of different options. A troll can't be a paladin, but can be a shaman or a druid. So that just depends. Now, the races have certain attributes or characteristics about them. I'm not going to go through each one. You can just click on them as you're setting up your game and have a look. You know, for example, a troll has damage increased versus beasts, but a goblin has alchemy skill increase. So there's a lot of different pros and cons to each race. What I would do is just pick one that you like and go from there. Like, they're all going to be a little bit different. For example, here a human has increased expertise with swords and maces. So obviously you don't use wands, you don't use other weapons. You generally would stick to a sword and mace. Now, what I would take note of is that the different classes here are different as well. So you'll see here how you might use that role. You can be a tank, a healer, or damage. So it's pretty versatile, and the different levels of armor. As a beginner, I think you just need to pick one and try it. It's really up to you. It's probably worth having a look around some forums and seeing which one you want to play. A hunter has a pet, which is kind of a nice add-on. It sort of helps you a bit to have a pet that can help you fight, and you just tend to be standing back a little bit more from the action and let your pet go and do the work. A priest is a healer. My personal recommendation is don't start as a healer. Mainly because once you start playing dungeons, people are going to rely on you to heal members of the group, and if you're fairly new, you don't want that responsibility. Same with a warrior or any other one of these. Like a paladin can be a tank, a warrior can be a tank. What I would suggest is don't set up your character to be a tank. You can choose one of the classes here that can tank and can damage, but don't set your character up once you start playing to be a tank only. But we can have a look at that in some other lessons. I think that pretty much covered it. Your main thing that you want to do when you're learning to play is just play damage. You don't want to be a healer or a tank. You just want to be damage. That's a good place to learn how to play and not be too critical of a role once you start playing with other players. There's 5-man dungeons that you'll be playing, and you don't want to be a tank or a healer if you're just learning how to play, because the group really relies on those two roles. So once you pick your player, I'm going to pick a Worgen. You can click randomize to change the look of your character. If you want to change individual things, you can do that too. So you got hair, skin color, face, hairstyle. Pick whatever you like. Hair color. Looks like it's. If I change to the human, we'll see that a bit better. And facial hair, you can take the facial hair off. I'm just going to randomize. Let's see which one I like. Maybe I like to have some facial hair. Okay, he looks fine to me. I'm going to pick a warrior. We'll see if I can take that name. You can randomize names. Pick one of these, or you can just type in your own. It's probably highly unlikely I can get Wicked. As you can see, I can't. I'm going to say Wicked Worgen. And I think we've covered everything here. Basically, here's your race information and here's your class information. That's pretty much it. So then once you click accept, you'll get your level 1 character. And I have lots of add-ons here which I don't really want you to see because they'll confuse you. So we're gonna Could have just clicked disable all. I'm gonna go. We're gonna enter the world.
Led by their indomitable king,
We're going to get an intro for whatever your character, whatever class or race you choose.
Orcish horde that sought to conquer all of Lordaeron. Gilneas survived, but in the chaotic years following the Second War, the mighty kingdom drew ever inward. Distrustful of their former allies, the Gilneans erected a mighty wall at the borders of their land, closing off their nation and their hearts from an ever-darkening world. Now, many years later, as the seemingly unstoppable undead scourge marches across Lordaeron, human civilization once again teeters on the brink of destruction. As war and terror close in all around them, the citizens of Gilneas are faced with one terrible truth. Their mighty wall cannot hold back the dead for much longer. And worse, rumors of a new threat have arisen within the kingdom's borders. Of feral nightmare creatures that walk upright as men, but hunt and howl as wolves.
So you're going to see a pretty standard interface once you start the game. You've got your action bars down the bottom here, and you got a little helper here. You know, it's going to start telling you what you can do.
Stand ready, guards.
So what I'm going to do is finish off this training, this tutorial here at this point, and probably start another video to show you what sort of happens from here. Thanks for watching.